There was a time not so long ago when milk used to mean, well, milk or cow's milk. But today there's soy milk and almond milk and oat milk and coconut milk and God knows what else milk. And you're left wondering, इसकी क्या ज़रूरत थी भाई? Why do we need these different milks and are they any better than milk? Well, we'll discuss all this in today's video of the Whole Truth Academy. Before we begin though, please do hit that subscribe button so you never miss another video from the Whole Truth Academy. We are a young food brand and we spend most of our marketing budget making videos like this. And your support is all that keeps us going. Okay, back to milk. For today's video, I'll compare three types of milk: cow's milk, almond milk and soy milk. But as always, I'll leave you with a framework that helps you compare any other kind of milk that catches your fancy. So let's start by looking at the nutritional facts. Here's how these three milks stack up on macronutrients, that's protein, fats and carbs. Doesn't take a genius to see that cow's milk seems to be the most nutritionally dense. Yes, it has the most calories, but it also has the most protein, the most carbs and the most fats. Feels like a balanced meal in itself. What's the problem then? Why did so many other forms of milk need to be invented? Well, to understand the future of milk, we'll need to delve into its past. How did cow's milk get so famous in the first place? You see, around the turn of the 20th century in Germany, milk was introduced as a way to shift the culture of drinking beer and spirits, especially amongst factory workers. As researchers deepened their knowledge of nutrition, the fact that milk had everything, fat, carbs and protein, became a big justification for milk's awesomeness. In fact, in 1918, Elmer McCollum, a biochemist, called it without a doubt our most important foodstuff. Now, I don't know why he called it foodstuff, but you get the gist. Also, around this time, farmers were producing far more milk than they could sell. A lot of that went into making sweets, formula milk, even plastic. But still, there was so much left that getting people to drink more was the only way out. So, around the 1920s, the perfect storm hit when the agricultural community, the scientific community and the governments all came together on the message that milk was nutritionally perfect, and hence began the marketing machinery of selling milk as the ultimate food for calcium, bone growth and strength, especially for kids. Now, don't get me wrong, milk isn't bad. My only problem is with this exaggeration. Large studies have failed to find any association between milk consumption and fewer bone fractures, one of the supposed benefits of milk. Also, while milk is great, it is possible to have a healthy diet without milk at all. One may not entirely rely on milk for calcium, as it can be obtained from leafy greens like spinach, kale, okra, etc., and pulses amongst other things. So yes, milk is great, but it's not some irreplaceable god food. Did I just say god food? So that's the history of what makes milk famous. But it still doesn't answer the question, why do we need those alternatives? Well, the answer lies in two things. One, how milk is treated, and two, lactose. Allow me to explain. Homogenized milk. Do you remember as a kid when you had boiled milk or tea? On cooling, a layer of malai would rise to the top? Well, whether you liked it or hated it, it was a sign of non-homogenized milk, real milk. On the other hand, the milk cartons that we drink from today are homogenized, which is a process that makes the fat molecules uniform, thereby no malai. It also leads to a longer shelf life of milk, and obviously as a customer we think that's great, right? And yes, it's convenient. But is it the best for your body? Well, if it's shelf stable for 180 days without refrigeration, while fresh milk doesn't even last 2 days, you can guess the answer. So that's problem number one. And the next is lactose intolerance. Lactose, as you'll know if you've watched our video on Sugar 101, is a sugar found in milk. When milk hits our gut, an enzyme called lactase breaks the lactose up and helps us digest the milk. A lack of this enzyme makes people lactose intolerant. For those folks, lactose will lead to symptoms like gas, poor digestion, diarrhea, cramping, and whatnot. Now, we Indians think, hey, we've grown up on milk, right? We cannot be lactose intolerant. But studies suggest that almost 68% of the world is actually lactose intolerant. Just that some might be less intolerant than the others, and a mild intolerance usually goes unnoticed. Lactose intolerance is perhaps the biggest biological reason why so many milk alternatives came about. Of course, there are other ethical reasons like the treatment of animals and environmental reasons too, but that's too vast a topic and we won't get into those in this video. So yeah, 2/3 of the world's population isn't a small market, and hence now we have soy milk, almond milk, rice milk, oat milk, hazelnut milk, coconut milk, hemp milk, and a lot more. But nutritionally speaking, are they any good? Let's find out. Soy milk. Let's go back now to the table we saw in the beginning. As you can see, soy milk has almost the same protein as dairy milk and yet fewer carbs and fats. So if you have cholesterol issues and you do consume dairy right now, research suggests that soy milk might help you reduce the bad cholesterol or LDLs, and it has twice as much folate as animal milk. Now, folate is responsible for production of new blood cells and can be beneficial to people with anemia. So yeah, for folks trying to cut back on fats, soy milk might be a good option, and it becomes an extremely good option when you compare it with almond milk. Did you know that 1 liter of store-bought almond milk contains only 3 to 5% of almonds? The rest is just water. Hence, the low protein and low fat as seen in the table. Now, as you'd guess, the concentration of nutrients in almond milk depends on how many almonds went into making it. And the almond milk you're about to have might just contain 5 or 6 almonds per 250 ml glass of milk. Due to this, almond milk may not be suitable for all people, especially children that need energy and nutrients to grow. But if you're not focusing on nutrition and just want some milk in your coffee for the taste, this is a good option too. So there, now you know everything about how to judge different milks. Before I sign off though, a word about additives. While these plant-based alternatives to dairy sound all clean, they might still have a ton of additives. They might contain emulsifiers and thickeners to improve the consistency and shelf life, and the quality of these emulsifiers might be questionable depending on the brand. Sometimes a substance called carrageenan might be used, which causes disruption to your good gut bacteria. Remember to read the label even if you're buying any of these premium almond or oat milks. Or better still, just avoid all of this and make your own milk at home. Yes, it takes time, but at least you'll get to control the ingredients, the consistency and the quality of your milk. Okay, that's all. And now here's a quick recap. 1. Try to minimize the intake of homogenized milk. Go for a local dairy farm instead that doesn't alter your milk. 2. If you're lactose intolerant or milk doesn't suit your gut, soy milk is nutritionally the better option. 3. If you're buying almond milk, please check how much almond it has. And 4. Lastly, please always beware of them marketeers. Yes, dairy isn't unhealthy, but it isn't the food of gods either. So consume in moderation and get your nutrients from varied sources. Oh, and yes, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss a video from the Whole Truth Academy. Buy smart, eat smart, and I'll see you next week.